only here for a minute. Bet you want a girl to keep it independent, and I know you gotta like a girl that's this appealing. Get you caught up in the moment, then I'll get you in your feelings. Tell your boys that you gon' meet them later on. Both of us are so taxi, leave the meter on. First time you out in Cali, never tried no this strong, so you gon' have some stories to tell when you take it back home and tell them one time, Snowy always showed you what it's like. Leave you sleepy like the call the umpire. Get you out and get you rolling, get you gotta go.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. It's hard to imagine this not being a fun game to watch. It's the Dolphins going up against the Blues. So let's send you up to Chicago, where we'll say hello to Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Thank you much, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Miami Dolphins and the Chicago Blues. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And the offense, my goodness, over 50 points in the win last weekend. When you do that, you're not going to lose very many games, maybe not any games.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Dolphins, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet. And both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And some room to maneuver. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A big gain there on the first play of the game. 46 yards on the ground. So a spectacular run, but not his career long that he had of 97. That was December 14, I believe.
97 yards. That's obviously why they run the type of sprints they run in the offseason. Longer than that to build up the lung capacity. 97 yards, I'm exhausted. Let's just go ahead and go back to that play with his eyes, because he's got to read his keys. Run or pass right off the top. You're probably going to read an offensive lineman to see if he sets up in pass protection, if he fires out for a running play. The next thing is you're going to check and see what the back's going to do, and if he ends up with the football, okay, now you got to check and see. Does an offensive lineman come downfield and try and block you? Are you going to try to elude him? Are you going to take him on and hold your spot? What are you going to do? In this case, didn't have to do any of that. Saul.
Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Here's Manziel. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
He's got it complete to Braxton Miller. 30, 20, 10, 5. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Well, they have the yards anyway, so they're going to decline the penalty. Now the extra point try forthcoming. And it's good to make it 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And the Dolphins offense now ready to go back out on the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
On second down, here's Miller. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. He'll get a couple yards back, but not more than that. They'll be left with 12 yards to go on third down. So now a 3rd and 12 with an extra defender here in the secondary, a nickel look. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. This will be fielded at the 17. Look at the spin. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. A nice run there, 9 yards. And it'll be second down. On second down, Elliott. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
2nd and 1, if people want to run the football, this is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
A first down carry by Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott gonna take it the distance. Touchdown, Chicago. Ezekiel Elliott, his 4th touchdown on the year. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
And it's good to make it 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work. And out come the Dolphins now. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. Miller, the lone setback. He's going to get the football. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
That was a tremendous play by the defensive line. We always talk about leverage versus any play. How about versus the draw? Underneath, they get into the backfield and make a big-time play.
And he'll be grabbed from behind and swung down like a rag doll. Jadeveon Clowney in there for sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looks pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Now Manziel. It's complete to Watt. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. They give him a gain of 37.
Here we go now. Green 30.
They'll run it now out of the gun. A beautiful fake. And he's got this one down to the 10. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Manziel. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a 1st down.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So as they take it over, we step aside. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. So now it's 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in with Elliott. Back with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and our drive continues here to start quarter number 2. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. And now it's 2nd and goal. They'll try again with Elliott. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Ezekiel Elliott with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
So now here come the Dolphins. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sharif Floyd able to slump him from that defensive tackle spot for a loss of 5.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations, because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's it.
Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with a pick, and his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
And that's now the 2nd time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively, and you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Certainly some contact there, and that's why there's a penalty on the defender for pass interference.
So hard to time it up for a defender to hit the receiver when the ball arrives. Got there a little bit early on that one.
Now Elliott, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Ezekiel Elliott on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. This is becoming quite the half he's had here.
Remember in our pregame meetings, they talked about wanting to run the football and staying with it. Well, when you're scoring this many touchdowns, there's no reason to go away from it, is there? They are off to a fantastic start. They hope it continues.
3 already for him. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game.
And now Miller hit, and he fumbles. But I think a Dolphin was able to fall on it. Yes, they'll keep possession here. So after nearly turning it over, new life here for the offense on second down.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
This is taken at the 10. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch, counter punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
If you love pressure,
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains. And really, it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him.
Now Elliott. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Ezekiel Elliott on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And that rushing touchdown is 4, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so. They need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right. We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Miller. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Taken at the 37.
Whoosh.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on third. They'll run with Elliott. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a fourth down. And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. He'll look to throw. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. And as a first-rounder, a lot of eyes on him, a lot of expectations.
And he has to play well in his rookie year. Those days of coddling guys and bringing them along slowly, those days are long gone. When you're drafted in the first round, they expect you to play right away. And the community's eyes and fan base, they'll be on you the entire way.
Really, it's a solid draft class from a year ago. They were able to address some key weak spots on their team and fill in some holes.
And they were able to identify the players they wanted early in the process. Got a little bit of luck, as some guys may have fallen to them. But for the most part, knew their philosophy.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up third.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
On 3rd down, Miller. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It's a pickup of 6, but it's not going to be enough. And the punt team's going to be summoned on 4th down.
I like what they were thinking on defense. Just guard the first down sticks. Don't let anyone pass that. Didn't matter whether they threw it or ran it. They just ended up rallying to the football on the running play and stopped them short of a first down.
He'll field this at the 5. A terrific return. 30 yards all in all. And the offense will come back onto the field with a 1st and 10. Here comes the Dolphins defensive unit now. And they dug down last drive on 4th down, got the stop on their side of the field. You play defense, Charles. How huge is that on this drive? Ezekiel Elliott going to take it the distance. Touchdown, Chicago. Ezekiel Elliott, 64 yards. And he just tied the NFL record on that 5th rushing touchdown. He's the 6th man ever to do that in a single game.
And partner, did you just say that he tied an NFL record there?
Yes, sir.
I mean, we're talking 5 touchdowns on the ground against an NFL caliber defense.
Is that good?
I'd say that's fantastic. What a game for him.
It really is something. We are watching quite the effort. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned they're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong.
Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Let's go!
And they take a knee. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you down to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando, where we find our man Larry Ridley with our halftime report.
Thanks, Brandon. I'm Larry Ridley, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. The Blues have been moving the football at will, and the total yardage numbers stand out. The Dolphins' defense hasn't been able to get stops, and that inability to get off the field is costing them time and time again. All right, let's get straight to it. Here's some highlights from the first half. Here early in the first, Miller's got it on the run, and he won't be brought down until he makes it to the 28-yard line. The offense would head off after throwing the interception. 1st and 10, Elliott's with the Jets, and this run goes for a touchdown. The lead now at 14. Now early in the second quarter, Elliott's going to take it off the right side and end up rushing in for his second touchdown. The lead grows to 21. Third down from the 22. The pass ends up being picked off. Rhodes is the one who makes the pick, halting the offense's drive. Offense on the field now after the INT. Elliott's going to look for space. He'll take it in for the touchdown as they continue to dominate. About halfway through the second, Elliott's going to dart up the middle, and he'd go in for the 15-yard touchdown. The blowout rolls on. Blues have it late in the second. Elliott's looking for room to run, and he'll rush in for a fifth time in the first half. The blowout is on.
All right, Larry, indeed a one-sided affair to this point as we get set for half two. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working.
He's got a man complete. And they got 29 yards there. And that leads to a Chicago first down. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there.
Now let's go.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He's going to take another shot here. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
He'll look to throw. This is caught at the 20. And he's going to get this one down right to the edge of the red zone of the chalk of the 20. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact.
Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And this offense is running away with this one. And the defensive there, that was a battle. He just made a really nice play.
A really nice play, making sure his body position was correct. And how about the throw? Zipped it in there.
And it results in the touchdown. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Here's Jarvis Landry now on the return. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know in the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use.
And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Sharif Floyd in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. Well, it was second long. Now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Now on third, in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. And now that brings up fourth down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
And he'll take it just outside the 40. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed.
And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some...
That's caught inside the 20. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Today's receivers in the NFL, they're the complete package nowadays. We know they can run, we know they can catch, but they have those big frames now. So oftentimes they just out-physical guys downfield and go up and catch the football. And we saw a big gain as a result on that play.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13.
Holding offense.
So he got his hands a little too far outside. The ref caught him, threw the flag. It's a loss of 8 there on the first down play. One man on the backfield, Elliott. And they'll get it up the middle. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Call it a gain of 13 yards on the play. And it's a 2nd down. And the offense moving quickly to the line. And they'll get it up the middle. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now. On 3rd down, Elliott. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on 4th. Running with Elliott. Oh, Elliott going to be hit. He coughs it up. Loose football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the home team here, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they'll try again next week at home against Philadelphia. So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation.